Alright, what's going on, you fam? Raiyuden here. It is the usual data download week. Thanks again, Hydros, for the early information. Let's just jump right into what we're getting. Number one, looks like a raid is starting against Omega Shenron. Here are the boost characters, which is a big win. We got the Zenkai Awakening for the yellow BROLY. This guy's Zenkai Awakening comes at an interesting time where purple seems to be the strongest typing right now. One of the purple units is indeed a Sun Family unit, and if you guys were around when this guy dropped, he has an extra effect against Sun Family characters in that he'll do additional damage, and his ultimate also deals damage to the bench. A small portion of it will be dealt to them. So, you know, him getting a Zenkai Awakening comes at a pretty convenient time, dealing with UG4, Ultimate Gohan, stuff like that. Next, yes, the Zenkai Rush battle, of course, no problemo. There's a Summer Choice battle over here. Obviously, everyone's going to be going for probably these fragments here. These guys are very scarce, and whenever you try to do a Equipment Awakening, these are the things that always disappear first. I can't speak for everyone, but I know for me, that's exactly what happens, so typically, I jump for those things first. Next, full power battle for the free-to-play BROLY, yippee. And then, yeah, like I said before, we got our good friend Omega Shenron raid. Next, we got the kit for the yellow BROLY. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if they're going to make this guy that great. First of all, his Zenkai Awakening is extreme amounts of value, regardless of what his kit is. Everyone should be farming this because an HP Z ability with a Zenkai buffer for that same tag is monstrous. It'll always be valuable. It'll always be good. It'll never go out. Like yellow Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks Zenkai Awakening is forever extremely valuable. Any HP bench with a Zenkai is huge. So regardless of what BROLY does, I think he's forever going to be a win, so long as they make the Zenkai ability right. But let's go ahead and see what he does. Main ability, Awakened Menace. Draw the ultimate arts card, a gigantic explosion. Restore and health by 25% and ki by 50. 20% to damage inflicted. Cancel own attribute downgrades out of normal conditions. And seals enemies Rising Rush for 10 counts. I think the only thing that's new is the sealing the enemy Rising Rush. That's pretty nifty. I guess you don't have to worry about getting, you know, caught by a rush in, I don't know, in specific niche scenarios where you both don't have a vanish and you want to pop your main. I don't know. Here's the new Zenkai passive, the 30% damage inflicted against Sun Family. This isn't anything new. This is what I talked about like 2 minutes ago. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Restore ki by 30, 70% damage inflicted, level 1 card draw speed for 5 timer counts. Gradually restore health each timer count for 60 counts, -5 to strike and blast arts cost for 15 counts. Also applies the following effects to self every time this character uses a strike art. Restore ki by 5. 20% to ultimate damage inflicted up to 80%. Damn it. I was really hoping they would do something about this. I was hoping at the very minimum they would make it strike or blast to build up this guy's ultimate damage. I'm not sure I like that. I know it seems silly, but like every time an old character has a super specific, you know, you need to land this specific card to get a buff, they kind of extended it to make it a little bit easier. Still having to land strike cards, I guess, whatever, but yeah, it is what it is. Okay, 80% ultimate damage inflicted, 70% damage received, first passive. It's already looking like a decent start. Next passive, applies the following effects to the battle when the battle starts. Another 60% to damage inflicted, reduce damage received by 60%, 60% to key recovery, applies the attribute upgrade, -30% to enemy sustained damage cut effects. I know that he always had this, so I think I said over on Twitter that if they do the Zenkai right, this BROLY can hit pretty hard. This, by default, makes him pretty valuable. This is pretty good. Knock enemy back to long range if a cover change is performed against a strike. Yes, he has a strike cover change, which you cannot chain, which is unfortunate. But looks like 130% damage inflicted. That's rather low. I'm going to be honest with you. That's rather low. I'm really hoping that in their minds, it isn't, oh, we want BROLY to be an ult merchant. I'm thinking that's what they're worried about. So, you know, 130% damage inflicted. He gets another 20% permanently as part of his main ability. And I guess they're hoping that you built up this dude's ult damage to be the maximum amount so that the guy gets, what, the whopping 230% ult damage inflicted? But let's see what else we got. Zenkai 3 passive, solid defense. Applies the following effects to enemy every time when faced with an enemy. reduce ki by 15, attribute downgrade, +5 to strike and blast arts cost, -10% to strike, blast, special move arts power. The following effects occur after the enemy attack is over. Restore own health by 10%, activates twice. Applies the buff effect nullify, cover change to self for 10 counts, activates 3 times. Reduce enemy ki by 20. Ah, that's not good. This, oh man, this doesn't even reset when you swap out. This right here can be wasted. Super easy. Restore own health by 10% after an enemy attack. This includes like tackles, quick attacks, tap attacks. With the finite amount of cover null, I don't know. This could be wasted. 3 tap attacks and boom, there's your cover null, buddy. All right, I guess. All right. Zenkai 6 passive, a glimpse of new power. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. If there is a defeated battle member, randomly destroy one of your own cards to draw the ultimate arts card, Gigantic Explosion. Restores ki by 30. Applies the buff effect, nullify enemy destroy card effects for 10 counts. The following effects occur when this character enters the battlefield if there is a defeated enemy battle member. Okay, so if you lost an ally and BROLY goes onto the field, he'll kill a card to draw his ultimate, you'll get another 30 ki, and he won't have his cards destroyed for 10 counts. If he enters the battlefield and you defeated an enemy battle member, he'll randomly draw 1 new card if he has 3 or fewer, gets the cover nullification for 10 counts, activates once, and destroys all your enemy's cards. What are they going for here? I guess this is just a passive you can use both offensively and defensively. Like you show up on the field. If you're on the offense, you'll get another card, cover nullification, and BROLY does get 5 timer counts of level 1 card draw speed. Yay. But I guess if your opponent is on the up and they're beating you up, you're able to kill all their cards. I guess they just wanted to give you both options with that. Okay. So far, I don't know. It's kind of an kit. It doesn't really... I think his ultimate is the only thing he has going for him. This doesn't look like anything impressive, really. The damage multipliers are low. Still got to build up the ultimate damage the same way as before. He has conditional cover nullification. Very limited, card draw speed. Yes, I know his green card gives him card draw speed, but you know what I mean? Having to go through the loops and jumps in order to have a decent kit is never ages well, never looks good, so I don't know. All right, next, Zenkai ability. Yellow, powerful. Okay, good. Thank God. They got it right. His Z ability is max HP for powerful opponent. They got this dude's Zenkai ability right. Thank God. I was worried it'd be something stupid like Yellow movies, because this wouldn't be the first time they butchered a Zenkai ability to not align with a Z ability at all. Like the worst example is the Kaioken Goku, who does Green Frieza Saga. That roster is literally nothing. There's nothing there. Can you imagine if it was Green Saiyans or Green Sun Family or Green anything but Frieza Saga? That guy would have been a very powerful bench. Instead, nobody uses him. So big win. This is great. Blue card, Eraser Cannon, massive explode damage. I think they upped the multiplier. 20% to special move damage inflicted for 3 counts upon activation. Randomly destroy 3 enemy cards. Okay. The ultimate, massive explode damage. 30% to ult damage inflicted for 3 counts. So if you really built up BROLY's ult and passives, then his ult will hit pretty hard. But again, is that what they're going for? Do they just want BROLY to be an ult merchant? The following effects occur on hit. Portion of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby. Inflict all enemies with the attribute downgrade +2 to sub count for 10 counts with blast armor. I'm pretty sure it always had blast armor, but if it didn't, then that's a big win. Green card, randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer. This is new, thank God for that, because using a green card that doesn't draw you anything stinks. Restores own ki by 40, 30% damage inflicted is quite nice. Increases card draw speed by 1 level for 20 counts is a win. Plus 20% to own health restore is nice with the 60 timer counts of healing. And nullifies own attribute downgrades under normal conditions for 30 counts. All right, based off of what it reads, it's just all right. It's not like, it doesn't come off as a really, crazy Revival Gohan or Support Goku or Ape Vegeta or, you know, Red Super Saiyan 3 caliber like 1% Zenkai. He kind of just stands off as I'm a pretty niche, you know, if you build me up and you set the, you know, the puzzle pieces right with the ultimate, I can put in work. But otherwise, I'm probably better off as a bench. That's really what this guy stands out as to me. It doesn't seem like anything special, but hey, I could be wrong. Who really knows? 150% damage inflicted with an ultimate? Who knows? Maybe it does kill every purple in a single shot. I'm shrugging my shoulders. We'll have to see during the showcase. But here's the other thing. This isn't the peak of what we're looking for. It's actually the new piece of equipment for the LF Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. All right, here we go. We are now in game. I just figured this would be a quick opportunity to see Broly stats. You know, with the the Arts Boost system, you know, low 180s for the defenses, you know, 280s for the strike. His stats aren't bad. I still think it's true that he seems like a very niche, you know, ultimate hard-hitting guy versus, you know, an all-around solid Zenkai. We'll have to see in game, but I just think his main forte is just going to be the ultimate. But the next thing I want to see, by the way, this is the showcase team for Broly. I wanted to see the equipment for the Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. Should be this guy. All right, before we even read this character needs a lot, dude. It goes without saying. Like, the tag switch needs to draw a card, needs more ki. They need a super easy cover null as well. They're going to need increased charge rate. They're going to need like 90% damage inflicted just for their multipliers to get close to what everyone else is at. So let's see. Base health, 15%. Base strike defense 50%, base blast defense 50%, and 15% to strike and blast defense when 3 battle members are of any combination. God Ki, Sun Family, and Vegeta Clan. Okay. That's a lot. Is it going to be enough, though? 50% damage inflicted. Uh-oh. 40% strike attack, 40% blast attack, 15% to strike and blast attack when 3 battle members are of any of the combination. God Ki, Sun Family, and Vegeta Clan. In case anyone is confused by that wording, it means that so long as you have these guys fighting with, you know, any 3 consisting of God Ki, Sun Family, or Vegeta Clan, you will get these buffs. It doesn't look like he has sustained cut. All right, what's this? Restore, well, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. Charges switch gauge by 40%, restore ki by 50. Applies the following effects to self when the character's switch is activated. He'll randomly draw 1 new card if you have 3 or fewer, and he gets cover null. Okay. That's some of the things that I said. They had no key on entry. They needed cover nullification a lot easier than just the Vegeta side with the green card. So they addressed some of them. But, you know, in terms of making this character just go from 0 to hero, I'm sorry to say, but this just isn't enough. I mean, this character has, what, 30 or 40% damage reduction? There's no extra damage reduction anywhere. And 50% to base defenses alongside 15% pure, unfortunately, it's just not enough. It really isn't. And for the damage inflicted value, the character has 90% damage inflicted. And then if you're the Goku side, you have 50% strike. If you're the Vegeta side, you have 50% blast. Just giving 50% more damage, it's just not enough. It really isn't. 40% to both offenses with 15% pure, it's a lot, but it's still not enough. That's the unfortunate reality of this. So they've actually patched some of the holes of this character, where they didn't address all of it. And I think that's going to be the trend when it comes to these characters, especially ones that are destined to get a Zenkai very soon. The Plat equip, if it comes first, will never solve all the issues of the character. They will just give enough that the character, if you wanted to, you'll have an easier time using versus right now. They will plug in some of the gaps, but you cannot be competitive with the character. I'm just sorry to say. If you want to have fun, the character will now give you less of a hard time to have fun with them. But if you're someone that's pushing the ranks and you're really trying to use a top tier character, this won't be enough to have them be that top tier character. Yeah, it's without a doubt being made with the thought that without this character is going to get a Zenkai in the future, so there's no way they're going to be able to just leapfrog this character to meta relevance or even top 15 or top 20. they're holding back on it, but they're still giving just enough to make you have less of a griefing time when it comes to using them. Otherwise, I would have held back on the Zenkai. Like, if this gave 90% damage inflicted, 50% to both strike and blast, 20% pure strike and blast, 50% to defenses, 15% max HP, 30% cut, 15% to strike and blast, and then this over here was giving them, just a whole bunch extra, then when they get a Zenkai Awakening, they'd be like undisputed #1, or the Zenkai would be like doo-doo water. So it's a start. It's a decent power upgrade for them. It's not a bad equip, but unfortunately the character is just too old. That's just the reality of it. But yeah, I think that pretty much captures everything. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about all this stuff. Just to sum it up, really, Yellow Broly, Zenkai Awakening, I think he's just going to be an alt merchant. He seems okay. I'm not really wowed by him. He seems like he's designated bench. The PLAT equip is not bad either, but it's not going to leapfrog the character to meta relevance. It's just going to be enough for them to be usable if you wanted to, but that's about it. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Be on the lookout for the showcases, but until next time, guys, peace.